Hello everyone. This is the video of Business Studies Class 12, Part A, namely the Principles and the Functions of Management, Unit 2, the Principles of Management. In my previous video, we have learnt about the renowned scholar and the father of scientific management, that's F.W. Taylor, and his scientific theory of management in detail, right? Yes. And today we will be learning and understanding about the early theorist like Henry Fayol, 1841 to 1925. Fayol and others like him are responsible for building the foundations of the modern management theory. You all must be having idea that we will be learning about the principles of Henry Fayol, right? But the question must be running in your mind, who is Henry Fayol, right? I know you all are waiting to know who is he, or you're waiting to know about him. So, without wasting time, let's get started with the last part of this chapter. First, I'd like to share a small and a very interesting story of a Henry Fayol, who is claimed to be the real father of the modern management. Sabko kahaniyan pasand hai, right? Yeah, so let's start with his story. He was a Frenchman born in 1841 and was working as an engineer with a mining company. He improved the condition of the company from virtual bankruptcy to high success. From his practical experience, he developed some techniques. He brought out some 14 principles of management. These are the basic management principles which he felt which could be used in all the management situation irrespective of the organizational framework. He wrote a book entitled The General and Industrial Management in French that was later on translated into English. He was also laid down the principles of management which deemed to be very important for any of the organization. Now let's proceed with the Fayol's principles of management. Basically, there are 14 principles of management which have been introduced by Henry Fayol. Don't get afraid, we'll study it one by one. So, let's proceed with the principles of management. So, the first principle is division of work. Division of work, by name it suggests what the principle wants to say, right? So, this is the principle of specialization which is very well expressed by the economist as being a necessary factor for efficiency in the utilization of labor. The whole work is divided into small units and tasks which leads to specialization of the assigned work. Specialization helps to produce more and better work for the same effort. It enables each person to become specialized in his or her part of the work and improve his or her efficiency and effectiveness. Not only the factory work but technical, managerial and skills jobs should also be divided into small units for specialization. The next one is the authority and responsibility. Authority refers to the power to take decisions and responsibility refers to the obligation to complete the work. There must be balance or a parity between the two commands, that is the authority and the responsibility. This helps an organization to prevent the misuse of managerial power. In this principle, Fayol conceives authority as a combination of official authority which is deriving from the manager's official position and personal authority which is compound of intelligence, experience, moral worth, past services, etc. The third one is the discipline. Do you remember something by this word? मेंटेन डिसिप्लिन, मेंटेन डिसिप्लिन, मेंटेन डिसिप्लिन हमने बहुत स्कूल्स में, कॉलेजेस में बहुत सुना है, राइट? सो सी discipline, it refers to the rules and regulations of systematic work. Not only the rules and regulations but also developing the commitment in the employees towards the organization as well as towards each other. Insist that discipline is required at the superior and the subordinate levels. Holding the notion that discipline is respect for agreements which are directed as achieving the obedience, application, energy and the outward marks of respect. Fayol declares that discipline requires good superiors at all the levels, clear and fair agreements, and judicious application of penalties. Next one is, that is the fourth principle, is unity of command. This is the principle which states that one subordinate should receive instructions and commands from only one superior. This principle is said to be violated if the subordinate is answerable to more than one superior. Following this principle is important for the organization as its violation leads to confusion and chaos, which in turn leads to instability and disturbance. The fifth principle is unity of direction. According to Fayol, the unity of direction principle, it implies that each group of activities having some objectives must have one head and one plan. Helps in avoiding the overlapping of tasks and activities. If an organization deals in manufacturing more than one product, then various activities related to each product should be handled by separate departments. As distinguished from the principle of unity of command, Fayol perceives unity of direction as related to the functioning of personnel. The next sixth principle is subordination of individual interest to general interest. Interest of an organization must supersede the interest of individuals or employees. Organizational goals must not be sacrificed because individuals will be able to achieve their objectives only when the organization prospers. When the interest differs, it is the function of the management to reconcile them. The seventh is the remuneration of employees. Employees in the organization must get fair and adequate pay. Only when employees are satisfied with the pay, they will be motivated to work efficiently in the organization. It also ensures congenial atmosphere and good relations between the workers and the management. The next one is the centralization and decentralization. Centralization means the power and the authority in an organization is concentrated only in a few hands, that is the top level management. And what is decentralization? It's power and the authority which is delegated to all the levels of the management. In any organization, there must be a balance between centralization and decentralization of authority. Degree of centralization and decentralization depends on the nature and the size of the organization. The next principle is the scalar chain. Fayol thinks of the scalar chain as a line of authority, a chain of superiors from the highest to the lowest ranks. Formal communication in an organization follows the scalar chain, a predefined formal path of authority and communication in order to highest to the lowest level. For example, A is the project manager in an organization and he further has a project leader B and a team member C reporting to him. So the chain of communication would be A, B and C. Gang plan refers to the shorter emergency route through which workers and employees can directly communicate with each other. The next principle, that is the 10th principle, is the order. Proper arrangement of things in an organization, that is the material things and the people, should be at a fixed place. This helps in the smooth operations and it improves efficiency. For instance, files and other data, it must be arranged in a proper order so that they can be easily located and used as and when required. The next one, that is the 11th principle, which is equity. Equity means what? It's an equal and fair treatment of various employees in an organization. Biasness of a manager, it leads to dissatisfaction of employees. There must not be any discrimination on grounds such as religion, gender and caste. Force or kindliness in behavior, as required, it may be used equally for all the employees. Such equality in treatment, it promotes in building a healthy and a friendly work environment. The next one, that is the 12th principle, is the stability of personnel. What does it mean? See, it means that there is no frequent termination and transfer. Management must provide a feeling of job security among the employees. If a particular employee is insecure about his or her job, then this feeling might affect his or her efficiency while doing the work. Its steps like termination or transfer, it must be taken only when they are unavoidable. The next and the 13th principle is initiative. Initiative is conceived as a process of thinking out and executing a plan. The organization must encourage employees to come up with the new ideas and suggestions. However, it must be ensured that the new initiatives and ideas are in accordance with the generally followed rules and practices in the organization. In addition, good initiatives can be suitably rewarded by managers. For example, employees can be asked to provide inputs regarding how to improve sales. This is what the combination or the competition which has been led among the employees. They come up with the new ideas. This is what the initiative principle works like. Coming up with the last principle, that is the 14th principle, which is e-spirit the corps, which means management must work towards promoting the team spirit among employees, that is unity in the work. Employees must have a feeling of belongingness and the mutual trust towards each other. Following this principle is specifically important for the larger organizations where the teamwork is the essential for achievement of objectives. Working together as a team helps in building the mutual understanding, which turns or helps in improving the efficiency for the organization. So these are the 14 principles of Henry Fayol. So let's have a quick revision about what we learnt in today's video, and we'll end up the video here only. So what are the 14 principles of Henry Fayol? See, the first is division of work. Second is authority and responsibility. Third is discipline. The fourth is unity of command. The fifth is unity of direction. The sixth is subordinate of individual interest to general interest. The seventh is remuneration of employees. Eighth is centralization and decentralization. The ninth principle is scalar chain. The 10th principle is the order. The 11th principle is equity. 12th is stability of personnel. The 13th principle is initiative. And the last but not the least, which is the 14th principle, it is the e-spirit the corps. However, if you have any query or any question or any doubt regarding this topic which we learnt in today's video, do comment in the comment box given below.